Patrick Patterson is out there with Ivica Zubac. And it's Beverly in at the point. And for New Orleans, Ball and Holiday combine at the guard spots. Jahlil Okafor is out there with Ingram. And it's Hart in at the 3. Now here's Patterson. Passes it to Zubac. And early in the season, Clark, rotations getting settled. How important do you think it is to have players who really embrace their roles on that team?
You know, I think it's a combination of accepting and embracing your roles, really relishing what it is you're to do and to star in what your particular role is, and finding that out oftentimes is a work in progress even throughout the season.
And probably managing maybe some disappointment if you aren't in the role you thought you were going to be in.
Well said. Exactly right.
Now, here's Ball. Kawhi Leonard unable to get his shot to go. 3 on the clock. Outside Holiday. And the Pelicans get it back. Okafor. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake. And here's Beverly. He brings it up for Los Angeles. Okafor with the steal. And there's the pass to Ball. Finished off the break.
And in transition, Ball is a problem. A quick decision maker who knows exactly where to go to get fast break opportunities.
Now here's Beverly. Pass to Zubac. Back to Shamet. The Clippers again turning it over and going against New Orleans, their first meeting of the year.
And they dropped the season series to these guys a year ago. Not their proudest moment.
Greg, a team that on paper they expect to beat, great teams take care of business against the bottom feeders. We'll see if they can handle that end of the bargain here tonight.
Holiday with it. He's covered by Shamet. Knocked loose. And oh, here we go with Leonard. Nobody back. And it's Leonard with the jam.
And, you know, the intensity Leonard plays with on defense is impressive, using his huge hands to claw the ball away.
Pass to Okafor. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Up and in on the layup.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Beverly against Ball. Passes it to Okafor. It's hauled in by Zubac.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
And it's the Pelicans with the ball, following the shot by Patrick Patterson. Here's Hart. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Hornets in Charlotte.
And his rebounding was solid in that effort as well. He did a lot of work on the glass. All around, just his effort level was off the charts.
Already finding his spots and capitalizing, playing really efficient basketball.
Ball, the pass to Holiday. He dishes it to Ingram. No good on that one. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Fresh from a win against Portland.
Yeah, and that one, their intensity on the offensive end was not matched by their opponent. That led to some easy buckets.
Yeah, you know, you can't allow them to get into a rhythm on offense. Once that happens, then you're in trouble.
And again, New Orleans has no luck. The Clippers have gone 2 of 6 from the field. Here's Leonard. Down it goes, his third basket. He's now 3 for 4.
And you can see he's got a little bounce in his step. 3 out of 4 to start.
And here's Holiday, who will bring it up for the New Orleans Pelicans.
Timeout.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans.
And maybe the biggest story of this summer, where would Kawhi Leonard be headed in free agency? A player of his caliber commands that kind of media scrutiny. take a quick look now at some stats here for Holiday. He's coming off an excellent season. 5th in assists, and of course, he's got a nose for the ball. He ranked in the top 10 in steals last season.
And as you said, dishing out dimes at a top 5 pace, he was in total command of the offense last season. Look for more good things to come. Hart the pass the ball. Ingram against Patterson. Ingram attacking and slam dunk by Ingram.
Major props given up to Ingram for aggressively attacking the rim. Not many guys want to get in this path when he goes like that.
Now here's Beverly. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Shamet finds Zubac. Clock at 6. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Beverly for 3. Pelicans pull it in. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
And you gotta love a team that can maintain its composure on the road. Take good shots and knock them down with confidence.
Well, efficiency is critical, and I love how they ran their offense and got quality shots out of their sets.
Now, here's Shamet. Following the shot by Drew Holiday. Shamet kicks to Beverly. Leonard with the ball. He picked up 27 points in their last win against Portland.
And, you know, he was getting fouled time and time again and really delivered at the free throw line. Huge contribution there, guys.
Now here's Ingram. And here is Ball. On the wing, Holiday. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there.
You know, he just has not been himself this period. Just too inconsistent up and down at the offensive end.
Now, here's Shamet. He's covered by Ball. Shot on the wing. And it's Shamet missing. New Orleans has gone 0-4 from three-point land to start out. Looking cold from outside. Hart the pass to Ball. Now the dish to Ingram. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
Hey, I know Ingram looks a little wispy and light, but his strength is deceptive. You know, his teammates calling him the slender man. Brandon Ingram, not much more than 200 lbs, but adding strength has been a focus.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Montrezl Harrell, he's checked in for Zubac. Reese Harkless comes in for Patrick Patterson. And it's Williams in for Landry Shamet.
One shot.
And with Brandon Ingram and his size, he could benefit from adding a few pounds.
Well, you know, his teammates call him Tiny Dog. Dog because of his determination. That's a positive thing. The tiny part in reference to his slight frame. Time to bulk it up, young fella. Weight room.
Leonard, that's for 2. Los Angeles with another miss. New Orleans leading by 3. Here's Hart. Here's Ball. Doesn't go that time. 3D that time from Harrell. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession. Let's give a look now at the 2K leaderboard to see who led the league in assists last year. 5th is Drew Holiday.
Very few guys pass the ball better than he did. I mean, he didn't just have eyes in the back of his head. It's almost as if he had them on both sides, too.
Ball against Beverly. Ingram outside. Alley-oop try.
And a sensational individual defender. Leonard will lock you down. Rejections are just part of the package he brings on the defensive end.
And Clark, when you think back to your playing days in high school, what memories come to mind?
Well, just the fun of being able to have success all 4 years I was at St. Joseph High School in Cleveland, the way the city rallied around us my senior year when we had a chance to play for a state championship. Unfortunately came up short. The teammates and coaches and teachers that I had a chance to enjoy those 4 years with, all really fond, special memories for me.
And that one misses. A whole new cast of characters for the Pelicans. 3 promising first-round picks, Greg, and the young players acquired from the Lakers and veterans like Favors and Redick.
All of a sudden, a wealth of options for Alvin Gentry. Time will tell how they did in the AD trade, but seems like they're off to a nice start.
That one misses. I'll grade the Clippers signing of Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, the grand finale of the wildest summer in NBA free agent history.
A ton of big moves. You think of the star players who've changed teams, 1/3 of the league's all-NBA selections, and 5 out of 10 of the reigning all-star starters. In the end, we saw 7 players who've changed teams, signing for over $100 million each. Put that in perspective, only 8 players had ever done that in league history.
Redick with the bucket.
And Redick drains these shots constantly. I mean, senses and feels the separation and then capitalizes on it.
Jackson against Beverly. And it's Leonard, top of the key. Shoots it up. That one a little long.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Outside Jackson. Outside Redick. Shoots a fader. It's rebounded by Leonard. The Clippers trail. To the middle. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Yeah, just nice strength there, and then just off with the shot.
Boy, with all the contact he drew there, Greg, that would have been a heck of a bucket. He nearly got it to go.
The Clippers shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And the first one at the line is good. Los Angeles making a switch here. Green's checked in. And both free throws good for Harrell. A superstar summer, Greg, for the Los Angeles Clippers in Kawhi Leonard and in Paul George. Greg, they have 2 elite wings, great defenders in their prime.
Give them credit, but also Kawhi Leonard pushing the levers behind the scenes. He wanted another superstar to join him in recruiting Paul George, who still had 2 years left on his deal in OKC. Kawhi took unprecedented control of his free agent destiny.
And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. LA is gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Now here's Beverly. He's still scoreless so far in this one.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
It's Redick on the wing, guarded by Green. Jackson has the open look, and he's good on the 3-ball. And the Pelicans lead by 3.
How about that? Redick showing the same kind of accuracy on that pass as he has on his 3-point shots, which is quite remarkable. That's how you drop a dime, though.
Now here's Beverly. Now the pass to Williams. Pass to Beverly. Shot clock at 6. Outside Williams. Three-pointer. Drills the three-pointer. Williams has got it all tied up now for the Clippers.
How about dueling from long range, just going at each other?
Looks to me like there could be something personal taking place here.
Now here's Favors. He had 10 points in the win against the Hornets in Charlotte.
Yeah, but the rebounding in that game as well was just tremendous. I mean, he dominated the backboard.
Substitution.
1:43 left to play in the first quarter. Here's Alexander Walker. Rebound by Harrell.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Williams can't get it to go. And so it's Williams who brings it up for the New Orleans Pelicans. Pass to Alexander Walker. Pass to Favors. And down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
Outstanding distribution there. I mean, what impressive passing ability.
Redick against Williams. 52 seconds left in the first. 6 to shoot. Pulls up on the wing, and it's the Clippers scoring again. New Orleans has gone a meager 1 of 6 from three-point land since we got started tonight. Here's Alexander Walker, defended by Beverly. And Redick kicks to Favors. Alexander Walker passes to Melly from downtown. Was shot by Redick, no good. LA's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. The shot by Harkless, no good.
Boy, that defense smothered him in there. Love the intensity.
And the wide open shot from Redick. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
He's a tough guy to handle. There's no doubt about the offensive firepower that Redick brings to the table.
Williams scanning the floor.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And you know that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes. They last days.
It's been all about Lou Williams for Los Angeles. We witnessed him delivering a series of three-pointers as he notched 3 total in the quarter. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Just stretching out the floor in that first. They had the defense scrambling.
And you know what? That's what happens when you establish your three-point game early. Puts the defense right up against it.
The Pelicans trail. They've got J.J. Redick. Ejuan Moore is out there with Favors. And it's Alexander Walker in at the 1. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. Now here's Redick. He's coming off a 22-point game against Charlotte. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. Just 4 to shoot. Latre. Excellent D there from Williams. Los Angeles has gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. And stolen by Favors. Moore against Williams. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for New Orleans.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
They also came out of the locker room with their running shoes on. I mean, their transition game has been full throttle.
Landry Shamit's checked in for Patrick Beverly. Clark, over the last couple decades, the role of the big man has changed and required more skill outside shooting among them.
Yeah, that's one of the things. And then the ability to move your feet defensively.
Yes.
Because the three-point shot spaces the floor so much, and a lot of times teams will have 4, maybe 5 perimeter shooters out there regardless of size. So big guys, if they're going to play in that type of an alignment, have to be able to move their feet and effectively guard perimeter players and also make shots from the perimeter as well.
Amazing to see guys that big out there sometimes with a one-on-one with the guard, like on the three-point line.
No doubt. And also the big guys, we've got a ton of them, Kevin, across the league that can really knock down the three-point shot.
Clippers trail by 5. Outside, Williams fires the 3, cans it from downtown. Williams has got 14 points.
And let's see, guys, if that triggers another little explosion from him after hitting 3 triples in that first quarter.
Outside, Redick. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. 2 minutes now played in the second quarter. Ball's knocked loose. Harkless on the wing. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Harrell, first shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Watch out now. When this guy gets into a rhythm, it is something to behold.
Kicks to Favors. Redick up top. He's defended by Harrell. Back to Favors. Over Harkless. Good. Nice job down low. And the Pelicans lead by 2.
And I'm not really sure that's the time for the fadeaway, but he sure can make it count.
Shamet finds Harrell. There's the pass to Williams. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now. 6 for 8 on the night.
Quick off the dribble. Gets a step on the nearest defender. Bye-bye, says Williams.
Moore passes to Favors. And he gets it to go. Favors has got 4 points in the quarter.
Yeah, excellent assist there. Just led him to the perfect spot.
Outside Williams. Again, Los Angeles.
And this happens. Sometimes Williams gets hot to the point where there's really no good way to defend him.
Moore outside. Outside, Redick. Lets it go from the wing. Misses off the left iron. And so it's Williams who brings it up for the Clippers. They'll be playing host to Toronto for the next one. That game is the first and last of their homestand.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, we know about Lou Williams' story. The 3-time Sixth Man of the Year may be undersized, but he keeps finding angles to score. Williams said, "I can't shoot straight up. I've always played crooked. It's weird, but it's something I've developed, fading away from guys. I have bigger defenders on me, and it's just about creating space." Kevin, even well into his 30s, Lou Will still does it as well as anybody.
I would totally agree, David. He is always deadly. Thank you. Los Angeles has gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Making a statement for sure. I mean, we'll see if they can maintain that aggressive approach, guys.
It's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down to just 2 points on the bucket from Ball.
You know what? The size Ball possesses, guys, as a point guard is really a nice asset, especially when the defense tries to be physical.
Leonard on the wing. Now Patterson. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. 6 on the shot clock. And the layup's good off the glass. Patterson's got the lead up to 4 now for the Clippers.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Back to Ball. And Ball slams it in.
Well, you can't let Ball get this deep. I mean, once he's this close to the rim, that far inside, he's ready for the throwdown.
And you look at Lonzo Ball, certainly high expectations for this young man. One and done at UCLA. How about second overall pick? That's brought some undue pressure.
Just make sure you keep getting him touches. I mean, you love what he's doing at the offensive end. Don't go away from it.
He kicks it to Favors. And now the Clippers on the break. Leonard with the ball. It's good. And now a 6-point Clipper lead. And a look at how the hustle game has been going for the Clippers.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard. Playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
Yeah, the other thing, though, is they have attacked in the open floor. They're definitely getting a lot of easy ones that way.
Here's Ball following the score by Lou Williams. And there's the call on Montrezl Harrell. That's foul number 2 for him. Zubac is checked in for Harrell. Here's Ball. He's got 6. Shot clock at 6. Ingram kicks to Holiday. Knocks down the 3 ball. Ray, you talk about the hype for Lonzo Ball and the pressure. Do you think that creates an additional challenge for a young player?
Yeah, he's scuffled at times, but I think the future remains very bright for that young man.
Now here's Ingram. Following the miss by Lou Williams. The game now all-time. Hart's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooters.
Leonard looking around. And the foul on Drew Holiday. That's foul number 2 for him.
That's his second foul of the first half. Not a big deal yet, but something to keep an eye on.
Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for the Clippers. Leonard kicks to Patterson. A floater. That's tipped.
In addition to being superb on offense, Ingram is also a ridiculously good defender. I mean, his long reach really allows him to come up with a good number of blocks.
Now here's Ingram. He's coming off a 25-point game against Charlotte.
And a lot of those points came at the free throw line. Really because of his aggression. He was playing the game with force, always catching his man on his heels.
The Pelicans making a switch here. Jackson's checked in. Five to shoot. Lets it go with a 3. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Zubac has got 6 rebounds in the game. Now here's Beverly, guarded closely. Stolen away. Jackson from long range. Tries again, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
Boy, Okafor is so adept at drawing contact when he's going up for a shot. I mean, the defense has to be wary of him looking to draw fouls.
It's his first trip to the line.
You know, this is not an area where they expect him to contribute. You know, he's a guy that shot below 70% last season.
You know, guys, when you look at those numbers last year for him, I think it does affect how much you're willing to go after contact because you're a little fearful of getting to the foul line unless you're in the and one situation. Too many trips to the line when you shoot it as poorly as he does actually can hurt you.
Clark, there are a lot of great playmakers in this NBA that sometimes we don't talk about or under the radar.
Yeah, there are. Again, there's so many outstanding players in a league of 30 teams. But, you know, Drew Holiday has been outstanding as a big playmaking guard, as good scoring the ball as he is playmaking. Draymond Green, not a guard, but makes decisions and passes the ball. like a high-level guard and is extremely valuable in that Warriors attack. Those two guys are a little bit undervalued for their ability to make their teammates better.
Good point. And again, no good by the Clippers. And so it's Ingram who brings up the ball for the Pelicans. And Holiday, here we go. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
It definitely has the respect of the locker room. Holiday is someone that players enjoy playing with.
The Pelicans have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point.
Holiday at the line for 2.
Shooting 2.
That free throw good from Drew Holiday. And he makes the first but misses the second.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
Boy, it certainly appears to be the case, Greg. I mean, they've spent a lot of time at the foul line this quarter, and that's the result of attacking the rim and being physical.
Hits the three-point bomb.
And Beverly is very consistent from outside, solid at hitting the 3 ball when given the opportunity to shoot it.
Pass to Okafor. Outside Holiday. Shoots over Shamet. Second chance shot. It's hauled in by Zubac.
It does not get much easier than that, but somehow he came up empty there.
Here's the teardrop. It's deflected. Jackson kicks to Holiday. Stolen by Beverly. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. Beverly with the ball. Took him no time at all on that one. Now it's a 4-point Clipper lead.
Leonard has really become so good at catching and firing. I mean, he doesn't allow the defense any time to alter his shot.
And the rejection by Zubac. And that one's good. His second basket of 4, shooting 50%.
The ball distribution was there. I mean, outstanding work all the way around.
Holiday dishes to Jackson. Okafor up top. Can they get it? And the rejection by Zubac. Shamet the pass to Beverly. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Here's Zubac. Again, the Clippers.
And creating a little separation here, gaining some confidence.
Yeah, you get the sense that they're going to start stretching this lead out a little bit.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans.
They're trying to stem the tide here.
Yeah, you know, they had to do something, anything to stop this run. You can't just let it go on any longer.
Kenrich Williams, he's checked in for New Orleans. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Green's checked in. Jackson with the bounce pass. There's 1:26 left now here in the second. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Holiday. No good. They had a chance to end the run there.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, as they're looking to battle back, that's one of the key elements. You got to rebound.
Now here is Holiday. Kawhi Leonard unable to get his shot to go. Holiday against Beverly. Holiday looking for an opening. From deep. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. And this is what the schedule looks like for the Clippers. On Monday, they'll take on Marc Gasol and the Toronto Raptors. Then on Wednesday, they'll be taking on Clint Capella and the Houston Rockets. And here's Los Angeles. They've got a 10-0 run going. And Beverly kicks to Leonard. Add another make to his scoring column. His 5th basket of the game. Now shooting 5 of 11.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Here's Jackson. And fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot 2. Pelicans shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
And their free throw percentage as a unit last year, 76%, right around the middle of the road.
Guys, their free throw shooting has slipped a bit since last year, but not really to the point where they should be overly concerned about it.
That free throw, no good.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
Yeah, I don't think it's an accident that aggressiveness correlates with playing better. So the aggressiveness is starting to pay off.
Harkless is checked in for the Clippers. And he sinks the second. 24 seconds left here in the second. Beverly with the ball. He's got 5. Just 5 on the clock. Softly drops in the floater. Beverly's got the lead up to 11 now for the Clippers.
And Beverly is a tricky player. I mean, somebody who has so many different shots to choose from.
And the first half is now in the books. Los Angeles on top. They lead by 11. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Alongside Coach Alvin Gentry. Alvin, what sorts of adjustments are you going to make in the second half?
Well, we just got to get ourselves organized. We got to get back. We got to take better shots. You know, the problem that we have is we're taking bad shots and they're running out on them. We just got to take good shots and we got to get back and get our defense set.
Best defense is offensive efficiency. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us, but you get it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. Lou Williams has been having a big night. He ended up with 22 points and 1 assist. Multiple times we saw the bench cheering him on in the first 2 quarters of this one. And let us get your thoughts, big fella, on the Clippers.
You know what, Ernie, I got to stand up on this one. I salute to their bench. Man, once the starters came out, man, the others just came to life. You got to love seeing that kind of contribution come from the others. Man, they look beautiful tonight.
And Kenny, what'd you see from New Orleans?
They just gave up way too many good looks from the three-point line. That means either you haven't followed the game plan correctly or you're not executing it correctly. Either way, it's wrong. So from the looks of the first half, they need to aggressively close out on shooters to close this gap and the score.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. It's been a clinic out there by Lou Williams.
And if he can keep shooting from deep like he did in the first half, he's going to be more than a handful.
Yeah, you know what? The defense is going to adjust. They'll be ready for him now, so I'm sure they talked a lot about how to slow him down.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got, Beverly and Shamet in the backcourt together. Patrick Patterson is out there with Kawhi Leonard. And it's Zubats in at the 5 down low. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Zubats. Here's Ball. From the inbound, the kick out to Holiday. 5 to shoot. Count the basket. Holiday's got the first points of the second half here for New Orleans.
Ball, such a terrific passer. He seems to have a sixth sense. Nice feel, which is hard to teach.
A 3 from Leonard. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on.
Now here's Ingram. 11 feet away. And he overshot that one, missing. Clippers leading by 12. And another name included in that Anthony Davis trade, Brandon Ingram. Still a lot to like about his game.
Pairs up well with what the Pelicans are trying to do. Perhaps the biggest asset coming over to New Orleans could flourish in this system.
And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. Ball against Beverly. Clock at 6. Over Hart. And again, the Clippers good for 2.
And the jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
Greg, they keep pulling up and watching them go down. It's a really nice thing to see.
Good on that shot. And with that, the Los Angeles lead is cut down to just 12 points on the bucket from Drew Holiday. Okafor with the steal. Holiday against Beverly. And Holiday kicks the ball. Now here's Ingram. Defense is right there. Stolen by Zubats. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Leonard against Ball. And here's Leonard. 14 points for him. Shamet. A three-pointer off the mark. Pass the ball. Lets a floater go. And the rejection by Zubats. And here we go. Fast break. Beverly's got it. And the three ball is good. Leonard's got 6 in the quarter.
How about Kawhi Leonard knocking down the 3 ball? Didn't have that shot when he got into the league. Love seeing how he's improved as a shooter with the outside jumper.
Now here's Ingram. He has 5. And again, no good by New Orleans.
Now, there's an example of good defense beating good offense.
Leonard with the bucket.
A nice start to the second half. Just 1 miss in their first 5 attempts.
And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Here's Holiday. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Certainly not the kind of night he was looking for at the offensive end, and it's had a ripple effect on the team.
Count that one.
Well, part of their game plan was to block out the noise and just stay focused.
And what's been impressive is that it's not been any one player. It's been a collective effort, contributions from everybody.
And it's Ingram missing.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession.
And now let's take a look at Kawhi Leonard. Great showing for him last season. 6th in scoring. And, of course, he's got a nose for the ball. He ranked in the top 10 in steals last season.
And back to his points per game average last year. He literally propped up the team's offense whenever they needed it. So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
Every timeout, a chance to review the lineups, matchups, or call a play.
Yeah, and I agree. I think there's going to be a new wrinkle in their game plan when they come out of this timeout.
A different look for the Clippers. Harrell comes in for Patrick Patterson. Lou Williams is subbed in for Landry Shamet. Here's Harrell. 19-point lead, which is the largest margin in the game. Clippers moving the ball around. Shot clock at 5. Over in the corner, Beverly. Wide open. That shot, no good. And it's the Pelicans taking it the other way. Will it go? And Ball puts it in. Ball's got 8.
And the shooting has really been there for him today, but he may have to take it upon himself to continue to carry this team and try and get out of this hole.
Now here's Williams. Tight defense on him. Here's Alexander Walker. Draws contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
And how's that for a move? The killer crossover. It's a thing of beauty.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Clippers.
You know, with their fast break operating so efficiently, I mean, you can see why they've gone with it throughout the game.
Yeah, and the other thing they've done since the beginning of this game is score points off turnovers and in bunches.
And the free throw, no good. Clippers leading by 15. Here's Williams. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That's on J.J. Redick.
Kevin, we always talk about it. I mean, those second-round picks who turn out to be gems, no one thought Williams would end up at the free throw line as much as he does.
Shooting 2.
They throw good, Lou Williams. Do you think it helps the pace of the game with the NBA recently modifying the shot clock rule that after an offensive rebound, it doesn't go back to 24, it goes now to the new number, 14 seconds?
Well, I really like the rule because you don't have to bring the ball over the half-court line, which is 8 seconds, so it makes sense, and it does speed up the game in my opinion.
And Williams drops them both. Pelicans trail by 17. Ball feeling it out a bit. Dishes it to Redick. Passes to Melly. It's rebounded by Leonard. Leonard's got 6 rebounds now in the game. And Williams, here we go. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got 4 assists in the game. Now, here's Ball. He's got 8, and there's the pass to Favors. And the rejection by Zubats.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
Now, here's Ball. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. And in front of you now is a list of the players with the highest shooting percentage last season. 5th is Montrezl Harrell.
Put the ball in the bucket. I mean, that's the name of the game, right? I mean, just ask him. He'll have the answer for you.
And so Beverly will bring it up for Los Angeles. Outside Williams. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
Shot's good. Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Los Angeles shooting their 7th free throw attempt here. Morris checked in for ball.
One shot.
And, you know, Beverly is easily one of the most tenacious defenders in the league. An absolute pest of epic proportion. Love his energy.
Now, here's Reddick. He's got 7. Shot clock at 6. To stop the run. Rebound by Harrell. Harrell's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Leonard, and they cash in right away with the quick shot. Leonard's got 10 points here in the second half. Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over. You have to like what we're seeing from Lou Williams.
And, you know, Kevin, he's on another level right now. Knocking down threes left and right. The defense isn't doing their job, and I think they've got to talk about it quickly.
Taking a look at some numbers for Reddick, how he did last season. Averaged 18 points per, 2 assists and 2 rebounds. The contributions he's been making on the floor have been a boon for this team. Great stretch of games for him.
Yeah, you know, they've given him more responsibility, and he's responded. And the way he's going, I think his role is only going to increase.
And that one's good by Favors. Favors has got 6 points. Clippers leading by 22. Now Beverly. He's got 12. Williams double team. In the corner, Harrell with it. Pass to Zubac. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. 6 on the shot clock. Williams can't get it to go. Pelicans shooting 38% from the field. A pretty weak showing for them. Here's Alexander Walker. Defended by Beverly. Moore outside. Lets the 3 fly. But they recover it.
And it's still a rare sight to see rebound numbers like the ones he's had tonight.
Boy, he has put in some major work. He's earning his pay, for sure. So good at getting to his spots and then cashing in, making the game look easy.
Here's Alexander Walker. The Clippers getting the bucket. Leonard with the steal. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Leonard's got 14 points now in the second half.
Boy, what a quarter for him. I mean, he's found his rhythm, and he's really riding that wave right now.
Here's Alexander Walker. Defended by Beverly. Right side Favors. 6 to shoot. Shoots from the baseline. Jump shot is good that time. Favors got 4 this quarter.
And he's made more than his fair share of those today.
And the Clippers call time here.
out in Copenhagen, or I bought the bait to him. Still be surprising me, like what I say to him. Why they with me? How I stay through so luckily. Pops got me. I feel like I'm under my circle. Real small. I don't need no company. I don't need new friends suddenly. I don't need another. Since I've been. And I can't tell what's real no more. I can't tell what's real. What are you trying to conceal, bro? I thought it might feel to sit on 10 toes. They got it. It's all mental, all in your head every time. Snow on that road, but I still don't slip. Moonwalk like Mike Jack to all that. If the sky falls, I bet I catch you. It's destiny. Don't mind me, I'm out here doing what I'm supposed to.
JaMychal Green, he's checked in for the Clippers. Reese Harkless comes in for Kawhi Leonard. Harrell kicks to Harkless. Pass to Williams. Releases. He sticks that one in from 20 feet away. Williams has got 28.
Kevin, love the decision-making here. I mean, Sweet Lou knows he can beat his guy to the spot and then takes it strong.
Jackson passes to Redick. Shoots. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Redick's got 9 points. And here's Beverly. He brings it up for the Los Angeles Clippers.
Guys, J.J. Redick is much more than just a standstill shooter. I mean, his movement without the ball and his quick trigger release, a very deadly combination.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Well, for New Orleans, shooting just 39% from the field, struggling to find that net. Passes it to Melly. Here's the three. The Clippers grab the miss. And Clark, as good as he is, playing off the ball, Redick can handle and even create some for his teammates.
Yeah, I like the fact that Redick has added that to his package, Kevin, because initially he was just a catch-and-shoot guy, but he's smart, he's tough, and he's actually steady and comfortable with the ball in his hands.
Shot clock at 3.
That's his second personal foul.
Williams against Moore. Back to Williams. Excellent D there from Williams. New Orleans has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. It's Redick on the wing, defended by Harkless. Poked loose. Outside, Redick. There's Jackson with the three. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Harrell's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Beverly up top, guarded by Jackson. Floats one, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson.
Looking now at some numbers from Montrezl Harrell. Last year, getting it done. 5th in field goal percentage, and he's a shot blocker as well. Top 20 in that category last season. Great timing and challenges at the rim.
And yeah, he's one of the most efficient scorers in the league for sure. Moves without the ball, avoids taking the bad shots. That's why he was top 5 in field goal percentage last year.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
What, you mean the throwdown at the end? I'll tell you what, fellas, I mean, the highlight shows are going to pain them even more.
And here is Los Angeles now, following the score by New Orleans. And Green slams it in.
And, you know, we can't measure Hart. I mean, he's not as big as the other power forwards, but his jumping ability and mindset is incredible.
Holiday finds Okafor. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Great D that time from Harrell. Los Angeles has gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. It's not going to go for him.
Yeah, and that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite connect.
And, you know, guys, always a tough catch on the lob. Placement and timing have to be close to perfect.
and a sharp pass to set up that high percentage shot in close.
Outside Williams. Williams double team. The pass to Harrell. Holiday against Williams. 5 on the clock. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Oh, he hit it!
How did that go in?
How about the range on that jumper?
New Orleans has gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Now here is Holiday. He's covered by Shamet. Holiday with it. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. Holiday's got 11. And so it's Los Angeles, finishing the quarter up by a whopping 24 points. They've been playing some ferocious defense. Back to the action after this word. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. We've got Holiday. Williams is out there with Brandon Ingram. Then there's Okafor, and it's Hart in at the 2-guard spot. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. Now here is Holiday. He dishes it to Williams. Clark, the NBA gives out so many awards at the end of the season. Is there an award missing that you'd like to see?
You know what? I think they've got the bases covered really well with the number of awards they give out, Kevin. But I would like to perhaps see consideration given to a sophomore campaign award. That would be kind of cool because sometimes the rookie of the year, at least recently, has been a little cloudy because a rookie had been in the league a year, Ben Simmons, case in point, and then was counted. It was actually technically his second year, but his first year of playing. So a sophomore award might be something worth adding to the list.
That's a great idea. Ball's checked in for New Orleans. Puts it up off the inbound, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And the number 2 overall pick in 2017. Tremendous potential for Lonzo Ball. But Clark, injuries have to be a concern.
I agree. I mean, guys, he's missed 65 games through his first 2 seasons. That's a lot of time on the DL. And hard to improve when you're spending as much time with rehab as you are playing.
No good on the free throw.
Always got to keep an eye on the ball. No pun intended. He's a guy that can do a little bit of everything. A triple-double threat every game.
And that trip coming up empty, missing both. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jahlil Okafor. That is his first foul of the game. The Clippers shooting the ball really well in this game, 58%. Williams with the ball, now guarded by Ingram. Williams kicks to Shamet. It's good. Great play by Williams to set it up.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Boy, it's been a three-point barrage. They came out gunning and have not stopped.
Now here is Holiday. Last season, the NBA announcing the launch of a league in Africa, along with FIBA. Clark, what do you think of that move?
I think it's another example, Kevin, of the globalization of the game and the NBA's intentional, purposeful way of expanding and continuing to grow the game for the sake of the business of basketball, which is a game that obviously you and I love.
And Clark, we see so many foreign players come into the NBA and play well. Not just play, but play well.
Yeah, and not just Africa, although
right.
a number of players from Africa, but a number of different countries have signed on. It could make for a more exciting league.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
Now here's Williams, and Okafor with the block.
And the reach of Okafor cannot be understated. I mean, when he's around, he's very good at getting those big balls up quickly and batting shots away. He's starting to heat up from outside. That's his second this half.
And here is Williams, following the three from Drew Holiday. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Ball's got his fourth rebound in this one. Here's Hart. He's covered by Shamet. And here is Ball. Holiday left side. Another miss by Holiday.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Okafor with the steal. Holiday with it. Williams picks him up. Great D that time from Harrell.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And, you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
Now here's Harkless. On the wing, Williams. He's covered by Ball. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. Clark, we hear a lot about the young basketball players in this country, the good ones playing in the AAU system. Is that the best way to develop talent for the NBA?
It's one of the better ways because the competition level is quite good across regions and throughout the country with these AAU teams. I think there's some great AAU programs and some tremendous benefits to participating in AAU basketball. Some things are better than others with it, but overall I think it's pretty solid.
At the line for your Pelicans, Brandon Ingram. Taking 2 shots.
He misses the free throw.
And really, guys, I can't put a ceiling on Ingram. I mean, with his length and his shooting stroke and work ethic, this is a guy who I think has the potential to be truly great.
Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Leonard comes in for Maurice Harkless. He hits the second from the line. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Williams against Ball. Williams passes to Leonard. Ripped away. And a fast break now for the Pelicans. Ingram's running and slam dunk by Ingram.
You know, Hart's so good at jumping into the passing lanes, taking risks at the right time and coming up with steals.
Ball against Williams. We've seen some ugly incidents last few years, Clark, between players and heckling fans. Can anything be done to fix it?
I think security in the arenas is important. Fans oftentimes that go across the line in interacting with players are usually fueled by alcohol. I don't know how you could control that element of it. The incidents are few and far between. We have seen a few more, but I still don't think it's an epidemic. But I think security, and then each team and each franchise should really be educational with its fans about what's acceptable behavior and what won't be tolerated.
Here's Ingram after the basket by Montrezl Harrell. And stolen by Patterson. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
What, you mean the throwdown at the end? I'll tell you what, fellas, I mean, the highlight shows are going to pain them even more.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Now, here's ball. Alexander Walker passes to Ingram. And the rejection by Harrell. Poked away. Leonard. An easy 2 points on the way.
Timeout.
Leonard's got 27 points.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over. Clark, do you think the NBA should consider expanding the use of replay? I know you personally hate to slow the game down, but you also want the calls to be correct.
Well, it depends on the circumstances, Kevin. I like the fact that replay is available and it helps enhance the ability of the officials to get calls correct. Expanding the use of replay, though, has to be done very judiciously. There are a couple of areas, goaltending would be one, where you take a look to see if that's the case. But I think flow of game takes priority over trying to get every single call right just because you think technology gives you a chance to do that.
New Orleans has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. Redick surveying the D. And there's the feed to Hayes. And it's blocked. And here comes the break. Here's Magruder. They get it back. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
That's his first personal foul. At the line for the Clippers, Patrick Patterson. 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That one is off. Mark, the max contract didn't exist when you were playing. Is it something that should be up for debate?
Well, it's a function of the economics of the league now, and in theory, there's some reasons why you have max contracts, because a guy has earned that opportunity, a way to keep a star player or a max contract player with the same team, I think is part of the reasoning behind it. I mean, debating it and talking about it is probably something that makes some sense. If you're thinking about getting rid of it, I'm not so sure.
And the shot goes in.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
The Clippers have gone 5 of 11 from the field in the 4th quarter. Outside, Robinson. Pass to Patterson, to the paint. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Clock at 6. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. 1 shot.
And the free throw no good, but they'll get the ball back here. Jackson, he's checked in for J.J. Redick.
Frank Jackson.
Here's Kabengele. Clark, any changes you'd like to see made in the process when players and teams are fined for any number of things. Incidents on the floor or off the floor.
Well, I think there's a place for fines and the different amounts depending on how egregious the act is by a player or team makes some sense. I think having different categories. But I'm one that would rather hit hard and less often. So I think if you want to minimize the number of finable offenses, then make the penalty be greater for those things that are finable.
And, guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, you know, he might have gotten away with that a few years ago, but not anymore. No way. Now you've got to be stationary on those screens. No extra hips or elbows, or they'll call it.
Man passes to Patterson. And no good. And New Orleans will go the other way with it. Here's Alexander Walker. The dish to Moore. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. And not just a long-range gunner, but E'Twaun Moore also blessed Greg, one of the NBA's best floaters.
I mean, he takes a lot of those mid-range shots, those floaters in the lane that makes them more often than not. For a player standing 6'4", the ability to finish inside, providing that counterbalance to his three-point shooting.
That free throw, no good. Fans are always trying to distract opposing players during free throws. Have you ever seen that work in an arena?
No, I think it's just a nice workout for the fans, Kevin, quite honestly. I mean, if a guy misses, it's not because the fans have gone crazy behind the basket. It's because he shot it left or right or short or long. It's not because of the fans being on top of him, at least in my opinion.
Right. LA's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Outside Robinson, pass to Man. To the inside, Cabangeli, shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
That's his third personal foul. Cabangeli taking 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good. A platoon swap here for New Orleans. Second free throw, no good. And so it's Ingram who brings up the ball for the New Orleans Pelicans. Here's Ball. Rebound, Kawhi Leonard. And Los Angeles guys shooting 55% from the floor. They're feeling very confident offensively. Passes it to Shamet. Clark, a lot of fans ask us what qualifies as a legal screen versus a moving screen. They feel there's a lot of gray area there. What do you think?
Well, I think there is some gray area because the problem you have, one of the problems is a number of veterans out there have become really masters at getting a little extra into their screen, which borders on illegal and many times is. So the league is doing a pretty good job of clarifying. And if you're moving your lower or upper body to help a teammate with your screen, then that should be called. And most times it is called as illegal. A hip check, a shoulder, any of that to set a screen is illegal.
Yeah, clearly a foul of frustration right there.
Not his best moment. Obviously, no one on their team's happy right now, but you shouldn't be taking that frustration out on your opponent with a poor foul.
Zubac kicks to Magruder. Cabangeli passes to Magruder. Just 5 to shoot. He feeds it to Robinson. The layup missed.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
Here's Alexander Walker. Nobody near Williams. That one doesn't go.
And, guys, not sure where his head was on that shot. Not what this offense was designed to create.
Not at all. I mean, that's where they want him looking for a teammate, not trying to do it on his own. He needs to share the wealth there.
Man passes to Robinson. A three-pointer, no good. New Orleans has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Here's Alexander Walker. It's hauled in by Zubats. Zubats has got his 16th rebound on the night. Clark, we've had sponsors on the uniforms for a couple of seasons now. Do you think everyone's grown used to seeing them?
Yeah, I think it's a normal part of the landscape, and it will take a little more time. I've noticed them myself as I've watched games. We're certainly a far cry from looking like NASCAR drivers, which I think is a good thing. You want them to be done visibly, but not overdone.
Now here's Jackson. Okafor. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. There's 1:34 left in the fourth quarter. And that one is good.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Clippers.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And now, for the year, this is going to take him to 7 wins. And, you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Kawhi Leonard.
Every inch of the floor was his tonight as he came out and injected an energy into every play.
Here's Alexander Walker. Kicks it to Jackson. And the pass to Okafor. Shoots over Zubats, and they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation.
Checking in for your opponents, Derek Favors.
Two-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And they can just let the clock run out here.
Cannot argue with the W.
Pass to Kabengele. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Magruder. Williams with the block. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. So the Clippers winning this one easily. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline.